Good afternoon. It's quite hot outside, and I know you guys are sleepy. I'll try my best to wind up before I start. So, I just want to give a small report of my visit in my hometown. It was quite chaotic, at the same time, full of surprise. You know, when your life is full of surprise, either you're scared to death or either you face it with new level of brave and new level of bravery took over it. So the first thing that I got to do was that when I reached home, the first day I reached home, they said, you will be taking care of the VVS song. And I don't know the song till the last moment. The song is new, the staff are new, I don't know, from Churchanpur side, and then, I have no idea whatsoever. So I was like, okay. So I took up anyway, 3 days VBS. I nail it, and I was looking forward that if I can speak to the congregation, but I was not given a chance. Anyway, that was good. And then it was quite good that our youth pastor, he gave us a chance to speak to the youth. I managed to speak to the youth congregation. They were so excited. Some of them didn't believe me. I have to show the verse, no? I have to show the verse that when Joseph was, Genesis chapter 39, if I'm not mistaken, where Joseph was sold as a commodity. And when he was naked, God called him prosperous. And they didn't believe it, Some were murmuring, how can you are naked and how can you be? So I said, okay, everyone turn your Bible, So that's that. And the second surprise thing that took over me was that on the day of the New Year, my brother is supposed to speak 3 service. We have got night. Our church service is that we begin at 5:30. In 5 o'clock, he called me and said, you know what, you speak today. Just 30 minutes before, no? So I didn't do anything. I sat down. I opened up all my notes. I don't know what to do. I got panic. I don't know what to do. I pull up my laptop, pull up my upper room note, every notes, and I put down 15 minutes. It took 15 minutes to put together the entire sermon and another 5 minutes to go through the sermon. So I stand there. I speak there, and they were really blessed again. And likewise, some of the elders didn't believe me again. So when I talk about grace, they just didn't believe. So hang on, so it's okay. And then I've got a privilege to speak on Sunday. We have got RNBA Children Day. They give me the entire service from morning to evening again. So I really have a good time again interacting with the children. So life was full of surprise. So wherever I go, on the last day of my staying there, on the last Sunday, they told me, this is your last Sunday, so do whatever you got to do. So I speak there for around 93 minutes, I think. So they said it was my day, So, and I got to minister to them. I just said that I want to pray for healing. I didn't have anything at the end. So everyone come, leave their seat, and they move forward, And I prayed for them. Some healed, some didn't get, some it was full of joy and full of surprise. That's the life and I just want to connect with what have I done there with today's sermon, What I did was, wherever I go, I'm talking, even yesterday, you just have got 30 minutes to prepare the sermon. When I got a call, everything that I know is blank. And yesterday I was also sharing to one of my friend passed away. And then when I reached there, they said, okay, let's make a condolence service. And I was okay. I was there. Jankam and both of us were standing there. We were waiting for Pastor Caleb. Also, Pastor Caleb was from Greater Noida, so it took time for him to reach. So as they were making the program, conductor this, okay, I'll be the conductor. So speech from family, start. As they're making the program, they already start the program. So, and then sermon, Sachuingam. And I was like, what? On the spot, condolence message. And like I was saying yesterday, we have never trained for this. I cannot just stand there and you know what, in condolence service, I cannot share my testimony, I was smoking and people will give me, So, and I don't know what to do. So, it was like empty moment. Everything went blank, so many things, about grace and all, but on that spot, it went blank. And my only strength was that every morning, I listen this 5 to 10 minute excerpt, every morning. Okay, when I'm running. If I'm running 1 hour, I listen for 1 hour. If I'm sleeping late, like 20 minutes, I listen to that. So from that one, I somehow got to share about 1 Corinthians chapter 14, 1 Thessalonians 4, where Paul talk about the beloved, that don't you weep like you have a hope in it. You'll see again. So I just shared, and people were blessed. One of my friends was there. Was this one friend, and when I was working in call center, we have to have this one ganja, So that day who was there, and then I didn't recognize until my sermon was done. I shared for 15 minutes, and he come on and bro, it was so good, and I was like, okay, that's new. And then from that day onward, we start exchanging texts. What does this Bible say about? What was the verse? What do you explain about this verse? So. It was full of surprise. At the same time, you just develop this another sense of, you have this another layer of bravery that is on you. So today is also the same. I don't have much time because yesterday we went to pastor place and then we have fellowship and everything. We came here today. The hall was totally empty and then we had to run around. So anyway, I feel good. The one thing that is really clicking to me in this past year is the word Father. So we know the best describe the character of God the Father. We see it in this one, Luke chapter 15, the story of a prodigal son. We all know, so I'll just get into it. In Luke chapter 15, verse 12, let's quickly follow the story. I'll read it in NIV. This is the younger son. We all know the story. The younger son approached the father. He said, "Father, give me my share of the estate." So he divided his property between them. Now, as you have heard from some of the preacher also, according to that culture, in Jewish culture, if you ask for your inheritance, if you ask for your share, when your father is still alive, that means that's an insult to your father. You're saying that, "Father, you are dead to me. I don't want you alive. Come on, die soon, You live too much long. Now it's time for me to take my share and run away, So that's a direct insult to the face of the father. So the father, for once, if I ask like this to my father, forget about giving my share, We have got, in Rongmei, like just above the fire pot, we have got one basket, okay? In that basket, we dry stuff, king chili, and fish, and nari, and akuni, and everything. And you'll see, every Rongmai house, you'll see one, in Manipuri, it's called lichai, one cane stick. It will be always there. I was just thinking, if I happen to ask this one, my father, without any question, he will bring down that Mr. Cane, Tingun, and then he will whip me, he will beat me, So, but come on, we are not talking about my father. We are talking about God the Father, not the heart in here. So now let's look at the word Father. The Father, in Greek word, it is called paters or patera. In noun form, it is pater. So the meaning of pater it is also the father. But if we look carefully, it is the originator. Father means the originator and transmitter of anything, the source, origin, provider, sustainer. This is the word that they use in Greek, when I said father. So he is the origin. From him things flow up. He owns. So here, now the son asks. He has nothing. It is the source. He was with the source. He was with the Father. He asks. And one thing that we have to know is that what we own is what we have. And If we lose what we own, you're gone. So, in fact, this son has everything with the father, but he tried. He got it. And then, before we really go down here, I'll just quickly bring some of the Hebrew and some of the Greek word. I do some study. The word beginning, which we see in John chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, right? So it is God. We come to know that God, I'm trying to bring the connection of the Father. So God, He is the originator, He is the Father, He is the source, He is the sustainer, He is the everything, right? So we come to know in this word. And if we look at the Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 also, if we, the word for beginning over there in Hebrew is called receipt. Sounds familiar? Receipt. No, not receipt, receipt. It means the first in place, in order, in chief, in everything, the first. So we are talking about God. So I'm just trying to connect the Father with God the Father here. Let's see this. And when this parable is about the kingdom, and when Jesus was talking about it as a kingdom. So yes, let's move on. And I'm just going to jump. Please bear with me. John chapter 15, verse 14. This is when the son has moved away. Let me read. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in the whole country, and he began to be in need. The first sign, what did the son do? The son moved away from the source. He cut himself from the source. He detached himself. So the first sign that you will experience, you will find when you detach yourself is to be in need. Always in need. So it is very interesting that when we look at this word, to be in need. Before that, let's look at the Greek word. What does it mean to be in need? It is a very negative word, super negative word actually. In Greek, the Greek word, it is like, what is this? Hysteristai, look like a fruit. In Rongmei, every fruit we say Thai, which is fruit. Bungtuana Thai, Taipuang Thai, Komla Thai, Sampra Thai. So I was reading and, this Greek word is pretty similar to Rongmei. So the word hysteristai means behind, left behind, or the sense of left behind, to be in need, okay? Or to be inferior in power, or to be inferior in rank, or to fall short. This is the exact word which we see in Psalm 23:1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not lack. In Hebrew, it's called kauser. The word lack, okay? Kauser, which means to become empty, to decrease, to be instead of depriving, to empty, to make ourselves lower, to be always in the state of need, to be always scarcity, and to be always in needy. So that means when this son detached himself from the father, from the source, like he has that what he has, once he finished that, now he was always in need, everywhere. As we read down the story, we'll know. Like need is not just financial need. Everywhere, every area of his life is like lacking. I think that's the reason why the psalmist said, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not lack. When we said lack, it's not just the food, it's not just the dress, it's not just the provision. It encompasses everything. So we are so happy that today Jesus Christ is our shepherd, and He's the best shepherd. So far, so good. And I'll just jump now. In Luke, let's continue the story. This one, 15:15. Now, this is one of the very interesting points. I'm about to be finished. Just 3-4 points. Sorry if I take a long time. So, in KJV it said, Luke 15:15, and he went and joined himself. Now, after he has spent all the money, what did he do? Was that he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country. The particular place where he is, when he get lost, when he depart from his father. And he sent him into his field to feed swine. So Now here, before we discuss the verse, what did we see here? We see here, the first thing I'd like to highlight is like the identity crisis. Forgot, he forgot. Actually, we said he is lost, but I really wouldn't say he is lost, because he didn't lose his identity. He did not turn to somebody else or something else. He just forgot. So what did he do? He went and joined himself. The word join himself, this is the word which occurs in Matthew 19:5, which means wife joined himself with the husband. This is a verse where the wife and husband, they join. So now what did he do? Since he forgot who he is, now he tried to redeem, he tried to join to something else which he is not. So this is the reason why if you read down, there is so many things going on. So he joined himself. The word join is the word in Greek. What's that? Kala. I really try hard, to pronounce the word. I spent 3 hours, okay? Kala. Sounds like a Tagalog accent again. So I'm telling you, okay, this Greek and Roman has got strong, very close connectivity, I'm sure. There are so many interesting words, okay? You guys, if you want this note, I'll give you, don't worry. So, is the word bonding, and this is the word used for like when we have open wound, we sew it back again, to join again. This is the word. So which means just one, nah? Of course, the husband-wife example is more than enough, nah? So that means to join himself. So now imagine a royal family. He has everything. He depart from a place where he is a king, where he don't need to work, where he don't need to earn, where he don't need to, just be there in his father's arms, and his father is taking care of it, But now, he joined himself. Now, firstly, let's draw a line here. A royal family, the one with power, the one with influence, the one with authority, and the one with status is now ready to join. Where? This word itself here, to a citizen. And this citizen of this town, these so-called people, where did he send him? To feed a swine. So he joined himself, he born himself, he gave himself into a slave. So this is now, as we know that he has forgotten himself, that's why like the story indicates, like he has got nothing, like सारा उड़ा दिया उसने, whatever is there, no? So sometimes Hindi will also pop out in me. Sorry, bear with me. So and now he accept that. He willingly become one. He has the identity of a slave now. So now, actually, I was just thinking this one. For example, a king. If a king step down to serve his congregation, to serve his subject, and the king bow down, the king work with them, the king do their manual work, and that's different thing. Is he a king? Yes, he is a king actually. This guy, this son. But now, if the king did that, that's humility. Humility. He didn't lose his title. His title is still there. He's a king. He didn't lose it. But for the sake of serving, he bowed down. That's a humility. But for him here, he has no option. So this is totally opposite of humility. This is humiliation for him. Ultimate level of humility. So this is humiliation for him. And if we look at the meaning of humility, here in Proverbs 22 verse 4, it is said, humility is the fear of the Lord. We said, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Proverbs 9:10. And then, what does the fear of the Lord look like? The humility. That is what the fear of the Lord is look like. And this is nothing to do with humility. He feeding the pig has got nothing to do with humility. That's different case for him. He has no option, he has no choice. So now, I think he has got enough, enough. So let me put in my story. I'm just seeing myself with this guy, okay? Of course, I didn't ask anything from my father. When I reached here in Delhi, I got to do the things that I do. But one point of time, I described my life, I define my life. Is that I wake up early in the morning, I've got a nice manager dress, I have 2 store handling, and then the boss are praising me, they praise me, Sachui, badhiya, sabas bete, ask kya sale kitna, sir, I will do it 25%, don't worry, and I know how to do it. Not the right way, in the wrong way. So I got praise left and right, na sabas bete, sabas, and I have got that freedom, so I manipulate my freedom again. In the store, I close the door, I open my beer and I drink there on the AC whole night, big AC, 6-7 ton, I used to sleep there, sometimes naked, So I drink, I thought that, come on man, what could be better than this? Do I have money? Yes. Do I have fame? Yes, I was a manager, yeah? If I go with it, come on, if I have that, the sense of security is here. So, do I know people? Yes, those days, all these police from this one, Outramlai Mukherjee Nagar, even the SCP, I know all of them. I developed a good friend. At night, getting drunk, police caught me, I'll call the SCP ka driver, Rajiv, and he will say, okay, fine, jaane to usko. No problem. There is no problem for me. So I thought that was life. So I'm seeing myself with this guy, okay? No problem. As he move out with bundle of cash or gold or silver, I don't know. So he has got no problem. But eventually, this guy, everything ran out. And this is the day that I got admitted in Hindurao, okay? I have difficulty in breathing because I was smoking 60 cigarettes a day. Just 26 years old, yeah. Starting my day with my rooster is my rum, People have cock crowing for them, but my rum will wake me up. And rum will put me. So I have difficulties, and when I come to the doctor were giving, they made me sleep for 3 hours. They give me 3 different, two-time pills, I think 1-time pills, I don't know. They made me sleep, come back, test, BP, sleep. He said, how old are you? I'm 26. He didn't tell me the BP, they didn't send me anything. When I came back, when I see mine was 173 by 103. Just 26 years old. They do X-ray, ECG. I thought that I'm getting operated that day. Without any, so I realized that this is not good. I can't. But still, I cannot get out of myself those days. So, you all know the story, right? How did I come? So this guy, maybe I'm just trying to draw a parallel line with this guy, with his son. So now, he depleted everything. He had joined himself to a slave. Forget about slave, yeah. We all know that, like, this guy is something else. So let's follow the story. Luke 15:17, I'm going to jump down. In NIV it said, when he came to his sense, wow. After ECG, after X-ray, after everything, when I cannot breathe, I came to my sense. Okay? The doctor said, you cannot smoke. And I was like, seriously? I'm just 26 years old. People are smoking. I see a 90 years old smoking. That's what I used to, that's my answer, But this is my body. I become serious. So things changed. So now, when he came to his sense, he said, how many of my father hired servants have food to spare, and here I'm starving to death? So now the first thing that he's trying to redeem himself. He's trying to bring himself, he's trying to get his identity back, by saying what? My father. He didn't say us, he didn't even say my elder brother father. He didn't say that guy. He just said my father. That means he just forgot his identity. He just need to reconnect back, So he was in his own and he has a good time. But now everything ran off. He said, my father. So when he came to his sense, the first thing that he do is that trying to connect back with the source again. Let us not forget, he himself cut it off. He himself pushed himself away. He himself ran away. And now, what did he do? Was that he think that I cannot do anything without the source, without the Father, without my Father. So he tried to reconnect back. Now, because here he has joined himself, he has become the citizen of the country. He was looking for acceptance, he was looking for status, he was looking for that kind of privilege when he was with the Father. But nobody gave him, because he was different. And the people who can help, he's the same guy who has pig. So he helped him by letting him fed his pig. That's it. So now what I want to bring back here is that this story, my story, and I'm just going to put together. So at the depth of my heart, when my lungs got, I think it's 3, 4, I don't know, some kind of dark patch, no? So when I got that one, I knew it's wrong. I knew I'm not going to last very long, even though I'm just 26 years. I knew, but I just can't stop smoking. I try to lessen my smoking. I try to lessen my intake of alcohol, but I can't. I'm in the depth of my heart, I'm praying to God. God, I want to stop this one. Help me. But since I don't know how to connect back to the source, how to connect back to my Father, who is the real Father, who can help me out in my problem, I was still struggling. I have the sense, but I don't know how to go back. I don't know, like this guy, let me go back, Oh, my Father. At least I have this understanding, but I don't know how to go back. So I was struggling there. So let's further go down. Luke 15:20. I'm just going to jump down. He said, in KJV it said, and he arose and came to his father. And after he came to his father, but when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. Before this, the son has actually prayed a lot of prayer like me. I've got patches in my lungs. My BP was 103, and when I walk faster, I cannot breathe actually. Like, what do you say? I cannot breathe. I'm just gasping for air. When I not run, but when I climb up a stair also. So I was having a lot of difficulties, and I knew it was not right. I knew this is not right, and I was having a hard time. I was praying, but it doesn't work out. So I was praying, and I have my series of prayer also. Lord, take away this dark patch from my lungs. Give me the ability to breathe properly. I was a series of prayer I have. So this guy has a series. He practiced even the confession. If we look in, what is that? 17, 18, 19, 18, 19, if we look at there. Father, I have sinned against heaven and earth, blah, 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 blah. But why did I jump that verse? I'll let you know. Now, he rose. He stood up. It took a lot of courage to stand up, I think. So, your parents' prayer, now here where I came back to my parents' prayer. They always pray for me. They didn't know that I'm doing well or not. Whenever I talk to my parents, since I'm busy, they also understand. But the other life, connecting me to my best Father, to my best friend Jesus, that part was empty. So, anyway, they're praying for me. So, I'm sure it is the love of the Father that empowered this kid to rise. If not, he was in big pain, how can he rise up by himself? Even like, he knew the heart of the Father, I would say that. So, let's look carefully the heart of the Father. He arose and came to his father. When he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion. So, we all hear this from different preachers, and something is not making sense. They said they were scanning the horizon and all. I'm just putting myself with his son. He lost his clothes, he fed pig, and by this time he'll be long hair, long beard, and shabby clothes, and bruises and wounds, and he would not look like a child anymore. It's true. When I find out, So here, when I look at the word, the Father saw. Actually, the Greek word here is the word "eiden." It means to properly look, spend some time, properly look and stare at it. Staring is not like this, no? This is not staring, This is glancing, no? Just glance through. Staring means to look intensively. So I think I'm just putting myself in the shoe of the son. He changed his appearance, he changed everything. So I think it took some time for even the father. Of course, we all know that the father was waiting, the father was scanning the horizon. But once the father was glaring and looking intensively, and when he found out that that is his son, he broke the law. There are two incidents here that, according to Greek and Hebrew culture, they broke the law. First is the son asking his inheritance when the father was alive. That is the number one. That is against the culture, that is against the law. And the second time, the father broke the law again. What is that? In the Jewish culture, it is not advisable for elderly people to run, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. So, where was I? Okay, yeah, getting ahead. So, this father, let me just come. It seems those days they were wearing some kind of gown, They didn't wear like shorts and jeans and Levi's and corduroy, whatever. They've got a big things hanging around, dangling around them. So they have to walk like, I don't know, slowly and steadily. So when he saw that is his son, what did he do? I'm sure it is impossible for him to run with that. Yeah, if I tell gang to run right now with that gown, it will be impossible. With that frock. It will be impossible for her to run. So, like 10, 15 times heavier than that, the father. So, he has to pick that up and run. So, this is where I said they broke. But why did the father breaking the law is like the heart is full of compassion. He is full of love. So, some even said, I guess it's true. The father didn't spare no time, and the word ran is the word dramon in Greek word. This is the word used on those who run in the race course. It's not just, like quick walking, no? It's not that. It's like sprinting. The father did not delay himself when he saw his son to hug him. So he pulled up that one, and that's where it comes. Even the underwear must be exposed. That's the point, Like he didn't care for his exposure. What he see was his son, and his heart is full of love, and his heart is burning with the fire of love. So forgot his appearance. He just want to hug him. I think that's the reason. Isaiah 53 verse 2. Of course, this is this one. Messianic suffering, Christ suffering, that there is no beauty in him, that attract us, that we should desire. It is referring to Christ. Christ has to go through that because of the fire that is, the fire of love that is burning in his heart. He go through that. And the Father here, he doesn't matter even if underwear is dangling, even if thigh is exposed, he ran and he hugged him, he kissed. And we all know the word kiss is not just one time. No. He kissed again and again and again and again and again. So that's the heart of the Father. So that's where I put my story again. If my father saw me like that again, he will beat me from the road till my kitchen. What? And that's my earthly father, of course. And I began to love him more only recently after knowing my heavenly Father. How much he loved me. In 1 John it is said, 1 John 4, it said, we love. I can love my friend, I can love my pastor, I can love my brother because he first loved me. When I received that love only. So now the Father has a heart full of love. So he did what he did. He do what he did here. And then, now, when the Father was hugging him, the son began to utter some word. That is, Father, I'm sorry, I have sinned this and that. You know what? What did the father say? Luke 15:22. What the father said to his son? Quick! The word quick is the word in the Greek, takoi. Tachy. And it's pronounced takoi, it seems. Okay. I thought it's techi or teki, they said it's takoi. So again, tamang long action again. So the word means without delay, shortly soon, or by surprise, or suddenly. So this is how fast the father won, So the father said, quickly. So what is that quickly? He said, bring the best robe, put him on. The second thing is that put a ring on him, a ring on his finger. And then the third thing, put a sandal on his feet. The father demanded these three things. And when he made this demand, they don't want any delay. No delay. He tells the servant, right now, in a snap of my finger, go. So now what does it symbolize? We all know the robe, this one, not even the normal robe, They didn't say, go to his closet, my son closet, bring the best from his closet. No, he said the best. Who owned the best robe here? It is the father. It is not the son. It is not the servant. It is the father.